a six-cylinder four-wheel drive sedan that lands at around $400,000, today we take a look at the 2025 four-wheel drive BMW M240. The vehicle length is only 465 millimeters, the wheelbase is 217 even. The curb weight comes to 1.7 tons. In terms of power, it uses the B58 B30C inline six-cylinder 3.0T engine with 3 horsepower, not that 380 million horsepower slow-blood B58 with matching horsepower. Paired with the XY5 four-wheel drive system and the 0 to 100 acceleration time comes to 4.8 seconds. In actual driving, the chassis no longer needs to be euphemistically described as tight. It is simply very direct. Small undulations, waves, and joints on the road surface are all transmitted very clearly into the cabin. And when driving a bit faster, the body follows the road's undulations and bounces up and down. Of course, this brings it very strong resistance to body roll. On daily public roads, when you enter a corner at very high speed, you almost don't feel the body rocking left and right, and the M Sport seats firmly hold your body, so you don't need to exert extra force to fight this body roll. The stability shown this time comes partly from the strong support of the chassis, but more importantly, from the four-wheel drive system assistance. Continuing to apply throttle in corners does not make you feel any unruly movements from the rear. So if we don't talk about the track and only drive on public roads, then this car can be said to give you a pleasure very close to the M2 at about half the price of the M2. And with this four-wheel drive system, for people who haven't really driven performance cars much, it is also more friendly, more stable and controllable, and you don't need to worry about it being too boring. For example, right now with DSC half off, this rear drive-oriented four-wheel drive also allows the rear to slide just a little bit. But don't try fully off. We should still prioritize safety. As for shortcomings, the sound optimization of this car is not very good. First, the sounds that should be reduced haven't been reduced. Once speed picks up, wind noise and tire noise are still quite obvious, but the sounds that should be enhanced haven't been brought up either, meaning the exhaust and backfire sounds are not very obvious and not very loud. In terms of appearance, it doesn't need the M2's level of cooling capability, so the front face looks more refined, and the double-layer grille very directly exposes the actively opening and closing blades on the outside. The car in the video is equipped with the professional technology package, so with the same 19-inch wheels, the front tire width on this car in the video changes from 25 to 245, and to accommodate the wider tires, a patch is also added at the wheel arch, while the rear tire width remains 255. In addition, the body is compact and the space utilization is decent, without too much waste in mechanical layout. Opening the trunk reveals a capacity of 390 liters, and the second row seatbacks also support a 4-to-2 split fold. For people who understand cars, at a price of around $400,000, you actually can't even buy a used M2 of this generation. So relatively speaking, the performance to price ratio of this M240 is actually quite high. Next, let's get in the car and take a closer look at the interior. Additionally, the Dongche D second car event will have everyone supplemented by 10,000 with 98,000 Teslas every week, a heavy machine carnival price at the end of January, and now nationwide car collection and stocking has begun, with Tesla buying each car at a high price, the car purchase price increasing by 20 yuan. Coming into the cabin, first of all, the seats can be adjusted to a very low seating position. After lowering to the lowest point, once you get in the car, it feels like you're sitting flat on the ground. The M Sport steering wheel has a very thick grip with a red centering marker at the 12 o'clock position. The dual connected screens behind use BMW's 8th generation operating system, which is no longer fresh. The instrument cluster can also bring up a dedicated mechanism display, and the central control screen can also bring up a dedicated dynamic detail page. Like the car in the video, it is also equipped with additional carbon fiber trim. In addition, unlike the M2, this M240 still uses the blue and white gear selector, while the door panels do have the same tri-color ambient light strips as the M2. The rear seats are probably used most of the time for luggage, but we still tried it. Someone like me, with a height of 160 centimeters and average weight sitting in the back, actually can fit their legs. It's just that the head is slightly unable to fully straighten up. So if someone around 170 to 175 centimeters tall sits in the back, it's probably just right. Overall, this car's 4.8 second 0 to 100 acceleration time isn't considered fast in this era dominated by electric cars, but the linear and composed power output from the inline six-cylinder 3.0T engine, the bursts of impact brought by gear changes, and the relatively high cornering baseline can still provide very pure driving pleasure. Of course, as an M performance performance model positioned as a high-performance road car, it still has certain limitations on the track and cannot, like a true M car, become a real track weapon.